You said earlier this week that we would know when you bench somebody. How did you reach a point?
I told you.
4 minutes left in the first period that you determined Pierre-Luc Dubois shouldn't or couldn't play for you the rest of the way.
Yeah, I'm not going to have a discussion about it with you guys.
John, how difficult is this for you to coach? I mean, that's your number one center. We're not talking a fourth line guy. How difficult is that to just rotate three centers the rest of the way? Is this?
It's not difficult for me. I got to call them as I see them and just go about our business on the bench and try to win a hockey game.
Told you. I mean, what is that supposed to mean? You want your player, Pierre Dubois, to talk about it. Now, the press asks you about it after the game, and you don't want to talk about it? I mean, Sharpie, the guys around the league are watching this. Like, who's going to want to play for this guy? It seems like it's personal. And you can't survive as a coach in the National Hockey League thinking that players are constantly going to change. Eventually, as a coach, you have to evolve. And this is not a good look for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's putting Jarmo Kekalainen in a very difficult position there as a general manager for that team.
Yeah, it's got to be uncomfortable for everybody in Columbus right now, especially Pierre-Luc Dubois. If I'm him, I go to practice tomorrow. I'm the hardest working guy on the ice. I show my teammates that I want to be a player and I want to compete for them. Unfortunately, with Torts as the coach, it doesn't look like he's going to take a backward step at all in this situation. I mean, you got to move the guy at this point. It's going to get ugly going down the stretch.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the breaking point at this point? All of this media surrounding the conversation and now Tortorella's responses after games. Ace, at some point, it's going to force Jarmo Kekalainen's hand.
And it shouldn't, because Jarmo has to make the best deal possible. This trade could impact his franchise for years to come because free agents aren't signing in Columbus. And he's a high draft pick. They've taken their time and they've developed. And the coaching staff should put him in the best position to try to maximize their value for him. And that's not happening right now. It's going to be pretty toxic and pretty ugly.
Is John Tortorella putting himself on the hot seat by doing this?
I think he is. I mean, if he's not lockstep with the general manager and they're not singing the same tune or dancing the same dance, then for sure he's putting himself in hot water with the general manager, because the GM wants to get the maximum amount for that asset that he can. And you can't do that if your player's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, it's almost like if you're going to sit a guy, sit him, but it's almost like this was premeditated and you're just waiting for a shift where Dubois wasn't competing as hard as he usually does, and that was that.